welcome to the Canyon County Caucus. What is your first and last name?
Brandon Hickson.
All right, it looks like you are registered and you have declared your party, so.
Yes, and my address is 910 North Plateau Avenue. Is that, you guys have that correct on there?
Yep, in Caldwell?
Yes, Caldwell, Idaho.
Here is your voting certificate.
Thank you very much.
Let me give you a stamp on your hand.
Perfect, thank you.
Good to go.
So as you guys just seen what happened right there, people will walk up to the registration tables. We have a master list that came from the Canyon County Clerk's office that they will have most of the information on there as to whether they're registered and declared. If they're registered, they will be on the list. If they are declared, it'll show up in a column onside that list. Now, if they are not declared, what they'll have to do, if they want to vote in the caucus, is they will have to fill out what's called an Idaho Political Party Declaration form. And it basically states that they are declaring Republican for this event. All right? If they are not registered at all, we have a registration form here that they can actually declare whether they are Republican. Will declare Republican right here on the form itself and will not need to fill out a separate declaration form. All of these will be turned back into the Canyon County Elections Office after the caucus is over. Okay? As you've seen, I got a voting certificate. And what this is right here is this shows how many rounds are on the caucus. So we just did 4 rounds. And it says Idaho Inaugural Presidential Caucus 2012. What people will do with this certificate after we give it to them is they will take it down to the floor when I call their names out as we release the sections, and they will give it to the attendant down at the booth. So if you all please follow me, I'll show you exactly what that looks like. This is where the lines are going to form right here at the bottom, okay? And this will be for all sections across the arena. Again, the ADA access sections will be right here. There will be 4 booths set up back here so they can actually go in and vote right there instead of having to walk through the lines and get across. The people who are unable to walk up the stairs to take a seat will be seated right down here on the bottom of these sections. So we'll have a row of chairs and also wheelchair access right here. So that'll all be taken care of. Then, once they have their card from being checked in at the registration tables, you'll simply walk over here to one of the attendants. Here's my card for the presidential caucus. The attendant will then take the card, will mark off round 1 on the card as we go through. And then what we will do is he will hand me a inaugural presidential caucus commemorative coin. Yes, this is one official vote for the Canyon County Presidential Caucus. We have approximately 8,300 of these. And then as they get a coin, once you guys follow me, we'll show you the next step here. They will enter into a voting booth, so come on in, everybody. They will enter the booth, and as they enter the booth, there will be these buckets that we have stamped out especially for each one of the candidates. As you come in, you will place the token in whichever bucket of whichever candidate you would like. At that point, you will then exit once you've dropped the token in the bucket. Okay, and you'll exit right out the back side here. We'll then take this bucket. Roger, why don't you give me some more tokens in here? Just dump all the rest of those in there if you would, please. The bucket with all the tokens in them will be weighed for a precise counting of how many votes are in each bucket for each candidate. They'll all be weighed with the exact same container for each candidate. This will not change, all right?
Will you do that at various points through the evening? Or?
Yeah, when the rounds of voting are done. So once we've had everybody come in to vote, we'll have runners go and gather up all these buckets, and they'll take the buckets by candidate. So, for example, Gingrich's buckets, dump them all in here into the same container, weigh them out. These scales are precise, and they will tell you exactly what the count is in each section. All right, so in other words,
section, that's A15, A16.
No, the count in each one of for each candidate.
Okay.
Because remember, there's going to be 10 of these buckets in each one of these 8x8 booths that go down, and we will tally all buckets into one candidate's name. So, for example, if Newt Gingrich gets 1,386 votes, and Romney gets, 2,891 votes. That's how that's going to work. They'll all be totaled right here using the same scale and the same method of weight.
Will this register as number of votes, or will it register as a weight, and then you have a...
It actually does number of votes. It has a counting section, which is very nice. It actually shows, because it calibrates it to each coin specific, because each one of these coins weighs an exact amount. And so the fastest, quickest way to do this, and by the way, the most accurate way, is to go ahead and use this scale. And so once that happens, we take these lids off, and by the way, there will be a vote certifying committee that will be back behind the stage, and this is where all this is going to be happening. It will be visible from up top. People can go around, but nobody is allowed on the voting floor while we're doing this, obviously to make sure there's no fraud. And so candidates, representatives from each campaign will be able to shuttle the coins back and forth to the back section there, and the vote certifying committee and then the candidate representatives may stand back as we have our official counting committee certify the results. They'll then open the containers, dump that into the scale. They'll get a precise count of what that is. They will report that count to both the Presidential Caucus Chairman and the Canyon County Chairman, and the Canyon County Chairman will then announce the results in between rounds. And we will also display on the big screen what those results look like with an exact number and exact percentage of which each candidate got in that round of voting.